And welcome into this episode of Unrolled Stories, a D&D campaign set in the world of Alboria. We are back with these wonderful humans who are making annoying jokes, roll some dice, attempt some questionable accents, and hopefully tell a decent story. We're running a little late, so I'm going to keep the top announcements relatively quick. As always, if you are interested in buying dice or dice-related wooden products from a wonderful company here in the British Isles, check out Dakota. If you need dice at the last minute for your D&D session, get on Dakota Irish, where you can get 10% discount with the code TheWelshDM at checkout. There'll be a link in the description below. Also, for those who are interested in all of the Magic Monday stuff that I put out there, Runic Press, the collaborative group that I am part of, is now switching to a monthly Patreon zine with a bunch of D&D and TTRPG content. The first one, I think, will be out by the time this episode goes out. If not, it'll be the week after. But do go support the Patreon, and you can get that brand new zine with all of the Magic Mondays in, and a bunch more other content from other creators in there, including wondrous landmarks for myself, some fun locations to throw into your campaigns to explore.
Landmark number 5 will surprise you.
This month's landmark is the Library of the Dusk Tree, a library that contains every history of every person that lived within the city it is based upon. So do go check that out for yourself, and drop it into your games and let us know whether you enjoy it and what kind of stuff you want to see in future. The podcast, Unrolled Stories, is on your favourite podcast platforms. Episodes release the week after episodes come out. So if you prefer listening to it on your commute or anything like that, do go check us out there and do leave us a 5-star review if you can. And in this game, we make use of the reimagined classes that are available on the DM's Guild as a bundle, allowing you to embody Balrick, Lesley, Aderyn, or Ximori at your tables, or your own variations of those classes where they're in. And as always, NPC art and the character art was provided by Erin Angelini. Check out their Art Venturing Guild on Patreon. And the Chibi battle map art is made by WeTheDreamingDesigns. We still need to get one for Arquen, who is currently still being played by a robot wolf. Definitely do check out those artists if you can. And make sure you support
I don't think we should ever change it, to be honest.
Artists. Yeah, I'm putting in support this. Let's just make him a robot. With all of that out of the way, I think it's time to continue telling our story. Last time out, you woke in Bandair. Well, actually, the night before in Bandair, the main topic of conversation was how you can remove a grade 2 brand from a bard's arm that kind of came down to flensing it off. Only staved off by the Paladin in the group going, let's try something else in the morning, maybe. The next morning, you spent your time getting psyched up for the day because you had committed to, or at least half of you had committed to helping Amhrain regain their regalia and ascend back to their true Archfey form. Eventually, you gathered at the lakeside in Bandair, where Amhrain told you to follow him, and he walked into the mists that wreathed the shoreline. And the next moment that you knew, you were standing in front of a forest, God knows where. You assume still in the Empire. At least you hope. He briefly informed you that he needed to get to the heart of the forest, but since his last time here, it has become taken over by some more vindictive fae. And right on cue, 2 of them started shooting you from the edge of the forest with mist arrows and the like. What followed was a fairly short and brutal conflict with Amhrain helping you out, but to be honest, most of the work was done by you lot because you're that good. And dispatched these 2 mist-wreathed stalkers. At which point Amhrain turned to you and told you to venture into the forest with him, with one last act of warning of, should you be separated, make sure to think irrationally or you'll end up going in circles. Which is where we pick up with you entering in the misty woods of this forest. The 6 of you... Actually, before we continue...
Plus 3 horses.
I was about to say, what are the horses doing? Are the horses... You taking the horses in with you?
I'm on one.
You're on one. Are you taking the other 2 with you? 3 with you?
Yes.
I mean, there'll be good food, yeah.
Oh, there's 4, isn't
Left
there?
a bunch of our rations behind.
Get a horse.
Okay.
What do you do with the horse on the cart?
I think you
Alright,
let it
Ximori,
free like Bill the
ate
Pony,
it.
didn't you?
Yeah, we let the pony free, I believe.
Wild.
Get away, Dennis.
That's going to come back to BBG.
Ponies are evil.
That's correct.
Wait, hang on.
That.
You venture into this
So,
forest.
they have horses that despise ponies.
Yes.
You venture
They're
in
shorter, they're closer to hell, they're just like...
to a forest.
Where do we
Following
venture, Gethin?
the amber light.
How many ponies are in the forest? Kevin?
I'm ignoring all of you. It's your fault if you get lost. Following the vague form of Amhrain, who is quickly taken into the mists, and you are following a silhouette with a vague firelight-like presence in the light. And you'll very quickly all feel the mists closing in around you. The only solace that you have that all of you are holding on to the same 50 foot of classic hempen rope to make sure you do not get separated. As you kind of keep following this light of Amhrain into the mists, you then begin to notice other similar lights appearing in the mist, and your attention is dragged around, and you start glimpsing other lights. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Who? You in 10 feet of me?
I'll give everyone
Imagine that'd be the person in front of you and behind you.
I mean, we could just stick you in the middle of the party.
I mean, the biggest problem here is you are riding a 10-foot horse, which means your aura doesn't reach very far because no one's going to get next to the horse.
I love you're on a horse with the rope.
Everyone, gather round.
What we got? Aderyn.
19.
Arquen.
25.
Alright.
Balrick.
8.
Ha!
I did some test rolls just before we started. I got a 2. 2, 3, 3, 2. Now I just got a 5. So,
Lesley.
It's going to be a great session for me.
Bye, Balrick.
Lesley, what'd you get?
13.
13. Tauri.
9.
9. And Ximori.
Not the worst.
10.
10. Even distribution.
Straight down the middle.
As you're wandering
Me and
through-
Aderyn.
As you're wandering through the mist, the only thing that stops you all from becoming separated is the rope that you're all hanging on to. Despite all of this, you do cling on to that rope, but you very quickly as a group lose track of which light you're meant to be following.
Ah.
You eventually keep wandering, you're following whoever is at front. We'll assume Balrick was at front as the ranger, wandering through, following a light. You then come to a small clearing. The mist slightly receded from the clearing, and you can see 4 exits from the clearing. You've come in on one, and then the 4 up ahead of you. And no sign of Amhrain.
Can I use is it charge of my channel divinity to do a smell? Smell the air, sense the fey presence on the wind.
You certainly can.
Divine sniff.
Where's he gone?
You do this, and you get a strong sense. This entire place is loaded with fey presence. The very air itself is somewhat suffused
Jesus.
with their existence. This forest is fey in nature to an extent. You are unable to really discern any individual within that, just that it's a radar scan, sonar scan that's just gone boom.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Does the Archfey not stand out amongst it? Because it does tell me creatures, the creature types and what. Then again, they do have to be within 60 feet.
Fey.
I will give you this for that decent payoff. The biggest issue you have here is the concept of distance seems warped here. So 60 feet is local at best to your exact proximity. The moment you're on a path, it becomes ambiguous. But ahead of you are 4 paths.
Why have we stopped?
We're a little bit lost.
We're just following the light, are we?
There's a few.
Ah. That's not good.
Get off my horse.
Can I try and track Arquen?
Nope.
He's
Stood behind you.
Getting off a horse currently.
You mean Amhrain?
Amhrain. Sorry.
So many A's.
Yeah, where's Arquen?
I'm right fucking behind you, dickhead.
You're not my favourite enemy, so...
Yes.
Amhrain, because he's a fae and they're favourite enemies.
Okay. I'll give you advantage on the survival check.
Yep. Another 3. And a 5. Plus stuff, so they've got no roll.
Should be plus a
Is it
decent
something that
amount.
requires me not rolling? It should be. It's plus 6, so it's 11.
11. You take a look around this clearing, and there is no sign of what you would assume to be Amhrain moving through this. In fact, there is very little sign of anyone moving through this. They're very clear paths, or at least openings back into the forest itself, away from this clearing. But they all look so similar, and it's hard to distinguish between each one. But you do make out other lights down each path.
I think we should flip a coin.
All
Five
paths.
options.
Flip 4 coins. Flip 4 coins and we go with the one we like the best.
Do you guys have coins with 4 sides? Lesley pulls out a D4.
I do have an idea. That might be a little bit stupid. He told us to think irrationally, eh?
Yeah.
So no, that's an option. And I can't help. I'm getting stuck on the idea that what's the least rational option?
I think I'm with you here.
What's the least rational option?
We want to go the right way, so it's the one on the right. Because that's the right way.
It's back the way we came.
Don't give puzzles to a party with the highest intelligence as a wolf. Oh, I miss Togren so much.
Well, no, because they'll be expecting us to go backwards. We should go the right way, because that's the right way.
Why would they?
Chibi.
Who's expecting what?
Well, them, you know?
Who's them?
Them. I'll just look around the forest.
What Reddit friends are you on?
They're expecting it.
The
I was just-
Illuminati.
He told us think irrationally.
Yeah, well,
Irrational things.
I mean, if it's thinking that we want to be doing, then me and Aderyn have very good ideas, don't we, Aderyn? I say you're deaf. Unaware that you're deaf.
Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder.
Oh, has this become apparent?
No.
Roll me an insight check, Arquen.
Is Balrick realised?
Balrick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balrick definitely
Balrick
realised because you
might know
were
this.
together and testing the hearing on it.
Ximori is convinced that Aderyn's ignoring
Fuck is my
them
insight?
because...
Insight
Oh,
plus
yeah.
2. 18.
18. You've definitely noticed that Aderyn has been fairly distant and not engaging in conversation, which, based on what you know about her, is fairly common, but this feels like she's not even rising to the bait at times that you would expect her to take.
I think
At the moment, I'm kind of going on the idea that it's like, yeah, I remember my first time dying as well. Fuck me up something bad.
like good old times.
I'll sort of pass her my water skin and just sort of like hold it out. Holding you a drink. Put it back. I put it away. It's like,
What do you mean?
Wow.
I am fully on board with the idea of going backwards to go forwards.
That seems so stupid. I'm really sorry. That sounds so dumb.
I mean, that seems kind of rational, though.
Obviously, what we should do is sit right here and consider maybe the inevitable option, which is that we were always destined to be here having an orgy. Is that?
I mean, that does kind of make sense.
It may be fated. Is it fated right now, though?
I mean,
I'll
if
do that.
anything, the one that makes the least sense to me is going back the way we came, because if I was hunting somebody, that's exactly where I'd go.
The only natural conclusion to a
like
party this hot.
I don't. It's definitely the least,
Orgy. Let's
definitely
go.
the least rational option.
Nobody's
Absolutely.
Ximori-
expecting an orgy.
Without getting a little bit meta, Ximori.
Yeah.
How about? Sorry, that's a draconic word.
What does that mean?
It doesn't translate very well, but if you were Arth and you
Yeah.
were told that you are heading towards something, what is the least rational thing to do? Be to
Go off the path at a right angle. If I'm going back, I'm still on the path, and so I'm still going to find my way there eventually. The path will wrap back around.
It's heading directly
go
away
off
from
the
where
path.
you were told to go.
I mean,
Tomorrow's only ever been on roundabouts.
We
if I go that way enough, somebody will tell me I'm going wrong. If I go that way, I'm
This
lost.
is what he meant. This is what he meant. We're going in circles. We're thinking too hard.
He's thinking too hard.
No, we're all thinking too hard. The point was thinking irrationally. We need to not think about it
The
because
blood
we're
vessel
thinking about
pops
it.
in
And
my-
we're going in
Aye.
circles now. We're going in circles right now. It's the prophecy came true. We're not going off the path because you don't do that in Fey forests. You just don't.
Well, I had the idea to literally spin in a circle and go in whichever one I ended up
That's
looking
the
at.
least.
But,
That's the least.
Let's
thinking.
all
We'll
do that. Yeah.
however, it is literally going in circles, so
Maybe that's the point. We'll do
yeah,
that.
maybe.
It'll make us think rationally. We'll do it in reverse.
God, I'm
Eeny,
having fun.
meeny, miny, mo. Catch an owl there by the toe. If it struggles, eat it. Eeny, meeny, miny that way.
You seem to be obsessed with that one, so I'm gonna blindfold Arquen, and with that you're making a decision there, even if you did think. So you need to keep going right. I don't trust the
Another
right
blood
path now.
vessel bursts in my eye as I try to figure this out.
Arquen, I'm gonna blindfold you.
See,
Okay.
What is
the orgy's happening. Lesley,
Wow.
Lesley, it's
Like-
happening.
My safe word is rhododendron.
Yeah, look
That's
the
really
same.
difficult to say.
You can kind of muffle out of a gag. Rhododendron.
I didn't gag you.
I do, just to be sure.
How many paths are-
Well, there's the one we came from in Fomor.
Can Aderyn just point at
Aderyn, volume.
one of the middle paths, the left middle path?
Okay, so if we go for the ease of this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's call 5 back the way you came, okay? So Aderyn is saying
See,
2.
The most irrational thing is to all split up.
Aderyn is saying
That
2.
is.
So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
Yeah.
back. So then it'd be 1, 2, 3. It would be 3. If we're starting from the right.
Oh,
He's
no.
starting from the...
If we're starting from the left,
Who
then it's number
starts
2.
from the right?
Arabic people.
We,
The Japanese, definitely.
Arabic speaking well?
Aderyn points at this mid-blindfold. Blindfold out. Do I trust you? I believe you. Aderyn says it.
So
And
Aderyn
if
is
there's anything
proposing.
irrational here.
What's a proposal? Sorry.
After
Number 2. Left middle. Okay. Aderyn just starts walking
Yeah.
off left middle.
Okay. Arquen walks into a horse.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Arquen's still blindfolded. Just
I mean,
fine.
Aderyn
To be
seems
honest,
to know
he
what they're doing,
he gets
so
on
I'll follow
he
her.
gets back on his horse and it's just gonna just
Blindfolded and on a horse.
what's the most irrational creature you can think of? If it's not a horse.
Horses are so rational. The literal definition of cause and effect.
I don't know, they are the creatures which suddenly freak out and break a leg.
And then they die. Cause and effect. You know what doesn't make sense? Mole rats.
Do you all follow Aderyn?
I follow Aderyn because they seem to know what
Anyway.
she's doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knew that the one who had to break immediately from walking into a Fey forest would be Ximori? The trees are speaking Fey!
You follow Aderyn down this path, and as you're walking along, more of these. Sorry.
I would just like to clarify one thing, and that is that upon being told that we have to do the most irrational thing possible, Balrick immediately went, Aderyn, what would you do?
I didn't. She just said something, and I was like, "Sure." I know that Aderyn. I know that. If thinking was the issue, if we had to do no thinking, then
So, Aderyn,
Honestly, I'm just happy I wasn't
I see the
chosen.
logic. The person who talks is the one I'm going with. There we go.
You see,
Anything, I'm sorry.
seeing the logic was your problem. Anyway,
I just Aderyn
start-
just chose. It was instinct going with it.
you start wandering down this mist-wreathed path. Heading down, those flickering lights that you have seen caught in the mists begin to orbit around, get closer, disappear, shrink, go closer. Your heads begin to spin as you get dizzy, and I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Woo! Stick close to the horse.
Did
I've forgotten what a horse is.
did anyone get below a 12?
No.
Yeah.
Anyone who got below a 12, you have a -1 to all ability
give-
checks and attack rolls until your next short rest. As you have left
Can I give them
bewildered
the
and
plus
confused.
4?
I will say you can give 2 people a +4 each time.
Yeah.
That's you can get.
I'll
in
give
your
it to
order.
them.
Well, there was 3
Does it
hands
help?
up. There was 3 hands up, so
Oh. Ah, shit.
Those forehand.
I was Leslie's hands
Confused
up as
is
well.
my default rate. I don't mind.
Only
It doesn't
one
help me.
Ximori, Tauri, Lesley, and Aderyn.
I rolled a big old 1. It's not going to help me out.
Okay, before
that'll
we play our roles, which 2 people do you want to help so we don't meta it?
I will go for 1, 2, 3. Aderyn and Lesley.
I don't
Yeah.
Leslie get
What
plus,
is it?
+4.
+4. Did that get you above 12? 12 or above?
Does that help?
Help. I now have a 13.
You're fine.
You're not confused. It's just the normal power.
Confused.
Sorry,
It's just crazy.
Wait, was it 12 or below?
You want 12 or
Well, below,
above?
yeah.
Yeah,
12 or
sad,
above
sad.
you want to succeed on. If you got 12, you're fine. But you all come wandering
Why
back
are they called horses?
out of the mist. Some of you bewildered, partially confused, a sense of time lost to you and tiredness kind of taking onto you. As you come back out, Arquen and Balrick, you wander back into a clearing, and you are almost certain it's the exact same clearing you just walked out of. And in fact, the exact same way that you just walked into it.
Aderyn's gonna shrug and point to the middle right.
Aderyn just keeps going.
Aderyn.
It's the deaf leading the blind.
Does Aderyn just go for it?
That's the title there.
That's the episode title sorted.
Because Arquen hasn't taken the blindfold off yet, because he's very perceptive, and he thinks that it's probably just a bit of fun, really.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Arquen, you wouldn't have noticed you walked in the same clearing, only Balrick did. You're not that perceptive.
What's why is it called a horse?
Fucking, we're not getting into it.
Aderyn has pointed to number 3 at this point.
3. Yeah.
Well, seems to know what they're doing.
I'm gonna grab her on the shoulder and just go, wait, Hampton. I legitimately think that we need some sort of idea, because that was just, unless we're happy to just go down whatever Aderyn says again.
The right one, because it's the right way to go. Whenever you're in a maze, you always go right, because it's always the right way to go.
You're thinking logically.
Yeah, that's very logically. He said irrational.
Oh, in that case, we should always go left.
That's what I always do.
Because that's the one left over. That you wouldn't go down.
Thinking logically again.
Oh.
I think going back the way we came.
I have a nosebleed.
I'm blind now on D&D Beyond.
What way do you go?
Either we go back the way we came, or we do a spin. We spin Arquen around.
I start heading off back where we came.
Let's go back the way we came.
Except I rolled a 1, so I literally don't know which one that is. I head off at 1.
You may not be the smartest, but you can tell which way that we are currently facing. And
I rolled a 1. I've got no fucking idea.
No, you're fine. You can tell which way you came back if you want to go back the way you came into this clearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Head back that way. You start wandering through a mist-wreathed path that feels familiar but different at the same time. And the mists begin to close in around you and then begin to move rapidly. And you feel the motion of something through the mist, but anytime you look, it's gone. And then you just start feeling them rush up against you, and you feel elements of your body heat get sucked away. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
There was that constant.
Again, how dice? I'm not using that dice again for the rest of the session.
Was
Again.
that save or a normal?
Save. Constitution save. And Arquen, again, choose 2 people to get a bonus.
I'll do the same 2 again. Why not?
Okay.
Actually, no. I'll give one of them to Aderyn, one of them to Tauri.
Aderyn and Tauri. In that case, anyone who
Right.
got below a 12?
I look at Lesley and like we can handle this.
I got 24.
Leslie's kissing his muscles.
Fine. Tauri?
I got 11 with the help.
Tauri takes 2 points of cold
My
damage.
dice literally just rolling down.
As Tauri, you feel elements of
But
your
she's so
body
hot.
heat taken away by these entities in the mist. And then you all wander back into a clearing that once again feels exactly the same.
That's it.
Can we try my idea now?
Oh.
All right, yeah, let's go.
So which idea is
an
this?
extremely irrational
Is Ximori
person.
left
So
or
any
right at
decision
this
they make
point?
is
I've lost
rational.
track of which way Ximori's saying.
Always go the right way because it's the right way to go.
So 4 at that point.
Like I said, any decision Ximori makes is irrational.
So on your list of like left 1, 2, 3, 4, we go with 4.
You go with 4. Okay.
Yep.
You enter into a mist-wreathed path, and those dancing lights that were familiar previously begin to swoop in front of your eyes, causing momentary blindness, and you stumble around and grasp back onto the rope as you all stumble through.
Yeah.
And I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw again, please.
I'm blindfolded.
I still need you to make a wisdom save. I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage because you're blinded. You've got 1 sense not being affected.
2 people that get bonuses.
Wisdom. I'll give it to Ximori and Lesley.
Anyone below a 12? You are below. If you are below a 12, you have a -1 to ability checks and attack rolls until you complete a short rest, and these are cumulative.
I rolled a 27.
Nice. Ximori, did you roll below even with the modifier?
I got 24.
24, cool. In that case, I think no one got too disoriented that time, but you once again come back into Balrick. You are confident the exact same clearing.
This is a bit meta, but we have to think irrationally. Okay, so can I go between 3 and 4, closer to 3?
Which path are you going?
I'd say maybe.
Are you trying to go off path?
Are you doing irrational numbers? Are you doing a fucking maths joke?
Can I go 1400 to between 3 and 4?
Do you want to start?
Are you doing a goddamn maths joke right now?
Yeah, can I go the pie path?
Can I fold reality?
I'd like to take my Mobius strip to the left.
You can choose 3 or 4. Well, you've done 4 now, so you can choose 3.
It's 1 or 3.
1 or 3 are the 2 you haven't done.
Or are they? Maybe is madness. So doing something repeatedly.
We've got a shovel, so why don't we dig down?
Are we sure this is exactly the same clearing we were in before?
Roll me investigation check.
Maybe we can leave something.
I'll stay here, and if you come back and meet me, you'll know it's the same clearing.
13.
If we come back and you're a perfect part, like skeleton.
Well, then you know it's not the same one, because it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, true.
So I lose 1 to that, right?
If you have a -1 to ability checks and attack rolls, yeah?
10.
I got a 20. I got a 21. So I'm the tracker. I've been keeping track.
Yeah.
Is it the same one?
Balrick, you are 100% certain you're in the same clearing you were in before. In fact, you can see where Arquen walked into a horse while blindfolded at one point. A copper piece of theirs fell out of a pocket and is sitting there that you remember falling out previously.
Joke's on you, I have no money.
What
You've got one now, motherfucker.
Illogical thing to do?
No, it came out of a bag on the horse, that's what it did.
I thought I had no copper on me, and then it's like, oh!
Lesley, what are you saying?
Well, what if this space... Say, at one time, I had some incredible mushrooms, and we came up with this idea that space only exists as long as you're in it. So what if we keep somebody here, and people start walking along, and then a new space in front of them opens up while here, and then we,
I'm really...
Got it. I sit down on the floor.
What you're saying is we need to look for some mushrooms.
I'm really worried about this sitting up in these forests.
I'm sitting on the floor, cross-legged.
And how do we then get the message
What's
out?
probably happen is that we just the people we'll just catch the next. We'll just keep on going around and we'll find them again. Or otherwise, the next people wait in the next clearing and the people behind catch up.
Yeah, because when you go, if you don't come back, the person who's left behind knows it's the right one to go on, so they follow that one.
At times a bit weird. How would you be able to tell that they didn't come back?
I mean, count how long it takes to go down the wrong path. Give me a moment.
We can do it one more time.
Turn and start walking
No, you're
towards
just-
one of the
you're
ones
just-
we've already been
It's
down.
accelerating the problem to now.
Yeah, times in it, like time here doesn't seem like. I don't think time's going to be an acceptable measurement.
So we need something to measure with.
Maybe let's just eliminate the last path. Maybe it's just as simple. These two paths. It's one of the paths. Hey?
Okay.
As
I'm feeling
everyone
really
knows.
sleepy and also a bit blind.
As everyone
choose-
knows, whenever you're looking for something, it's always the last place you look.
Exactly.
Well, we should have looked there first.
Let's
Save
just.
us a
it
bit of
was-
time.
But do you understand? Sorry, Ximori, this is a concept to the Fae. You ever heard of quantum possibilities?
Well,
I have another nosebleed.
while
Aderyn,
this is
do
happening,
something.
can Aderyn use the pending?
It's an expensive use.
Oh. Okay.
she's gonna contact the hag.
Not what I expected. Fuck yes, let's go.
Oh, it's having a migraine.
She's gonna ask.
25 words or less. What you got?
Arquen's legitimately having fun.
She's counting.
Okay, wait. I need a piece of paper so that I can make sure I don't go overboard with the words. Any paper.
That's
any-
not the Aderyn way. Let's be honest. Aderyn would just be pure vibes.
Okay. She's just gonna say, "Hi, hag."
Don't remember the hag's name. Cool. Okay.
If there were 5 paths, the first one starts on the right. Which would you choose? Thanks.
19.
Got 6 words.
You're
La,
gonna
la, 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 la.
No, who I am.
Can I just say, I absolutely love.
She knows who I am.
Can I just say, throughout this entire section, we've been counting from the left. Aderyn's gone. Count from the right.
Aderyn doesn't know. Nobody has communicated that to her.
Well, we've just been pointing.
Hey, look, the choice will now definitely be rational because the Radiant could ascend irrationally.
Wow.
Arquen kind of just wants to know what's down each path, really.
I don't have sending on my character sheet.
You have it automatically. Aderyn, at this
You have
point,
it
you
automatically.
hear a voice in your head. Well, I suppose it depends where you're going. Are you on the path already? If so, keep going. Or maybe you want to get a little lost.
What was the last bit? She's told us to get lost?
Or maybe you want to get a little lost.
Get lost!
Get lost, nerd.
Oh, she's so unhelpful. I love her. Let's see.
It would be another costume to send another message back.
So anyway, that's how quantum possibilities
I'm
work.
just gonna say,
I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground twitching.
yeah, I'm gonna answer back.
Arquen has
Seems
A
rude enough,
intelligence. He absolutely does not know how to
you know. seems rude not to. So I'm gonna answer again.
2 third-level spells.
Yep.
We are on the path.
We're not. We're in a clearing. But okay.
We are lost. Help if you want. There are 5 options. Just pick one, please. Thanks.
You're not allowed to phone a friend in a pub quiz.
Don't need more words.
It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Now you're all
Voice.
thinking about this the wrong way, because as
voice.
everybody knows, the real journey is the friends we make along the way.
Got it.
The
I'm
voice
walking to
comes
Lesley.
back. The voice comes back. I don't give things out for free, dearie. But let's say you owe me one. We tend to like 3s. That's what you get.
See,
I was right all along.
I pointed at number 3.
You did.
Aderyn's just
I
gonna.
just thought 3 from the wrong side.
Yeah, which 3 is it? Is it my 3 or Gethin's 3?
Well, we already did your 3.
Okay.
You showed the wrong 3.
Aderyn's gonna like recount the paths, and she's just gonna.
I was like twice the paths of the right. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Aderyn's got
7, 8,
9 parts.
She's gonna point at the 3rd path and just really like stubbornly point at it.
And it was at the moment Balrick was just turning towards her and to be like, "Oh, Aderyn's determined on this one. Aderyn's determined on this one." What's the harm in trying? Yeah.
I've been blinded a bit, and also my head hurts, and I'm
Wait, what?
sleepy.
The paths are hurting you?
I mean, yeah, I feel weird.
Oh,
I don't feel very good.
Oh.
I'll be honest. I'm having a bad time.
let's
That's
go down there and then I'll
skill issue,
check
to be
you.
honest.
I'll check you after we get down the path.
Right. And if this doesn't work, we have to run into each other, I think Arquen said.
There's one more path to try.
Well, that was
Okay.
Leslie's idea originally, wasn't it?
All right, let's get going.
So you go down middle
Well,
right.
Rose-
I'm up for an orgy, guys.
Middle right. You head down the
Just for Aderyn to leave with it. More like.
You head down the mysteries
Aderyn's gonna.
path to the middle right opposite the entrance that you came in. And you're walking through. The path just feels a little clearer. The mist keeps a little bit further back until you come to another clearing. But Balrick, this time you're confident this one is different. The trees here are different. They're of a different kind. But again, you see 4 paths branching ahead of you.
This is new. That was successful. I can tell the hoof prints are gone. This is different. Aderyn's got it. Aderyn. Where now? Number 3 again. Number 3 again.
Okay.
That's fair. Hey, yeah.
You head down 3, confidently striding forward. Now, sure that you have a route through. And as you're walking along, the mists begin to close in again. And those shapes, visible and cold, begin sweeping through the party again. And I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Aderyn and Tauri.
That's
Take
a
a
nat
bonus.
20.
Well, I already said it, so.
Anyone below a 12 takes 4 points of cold damage.
12 again.
Is that anyone who failed?
Yes, anyone who fails take 4 points of cold damage. If you succeed, you're fine.
DC 12 still.
Yeah. And you come once again to that same clearing you were just in. Not the original clearing. Clearing that you had reached.
Oh.
Again, from the same
Not
direction.
that one, I guess.
Ah, it worked then. That one felt fine.
Bit windy.
No, that one was, we still go back to the start. That's not the correct path.
Ow.
Something went wrong.
Aderyn's gonna count from the other side. 1, 2, 3.
I'll be honest, Aderyn's had the most success so far. We all have to just follow her.
Yeah.
I mean,
knows what's happening.
The most success with one success.
It's more than we've had. I say, striding off after Aderyn.
Stride off. And as you venture down this path, the mist itself doesn't come close and begin to leech away at your form again. But then the dancing lights come swooping through the branches of the trees up ahead, like stars descending down and making you lost in the patterns at night. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Lesley and Ximori.
Brings me up to a 7.
Whoa!
Another minus
Look,
one for Ximori.
I can't help you.
Again,
Another -1 for you.
Another-
I appreciate the effort.
minus one. A bunch of you come stumbling out, lost to time, probably having lost some random piece of equipment that you stumbled and left behind on the path, but bewildered, not entirely sure how you ended up here. But Balrick, again, exact same place you were in.
Oh, shite.
Aderyn would like, Arquen would like to pick the 4th path because he kind of likes it. I don't know.
From which order were you counting?
There must-
Are you,
Left to right.
Left to right. You just brute forcing it? Sure.
He's having fun.
Okay. Arquen walks off, tugging you all along the road.
Rides off.
Rides off on a horse. You're all attached to rope. What do you do?
Sorry, just before you do that, how does Arquen see the path?
He's got a horse.
But how does he tell the horse which path?
You're
He
blind.
just sort of,
Just
he
let
goes to the right.
side.
Yeah.
Into it. Can we roll to see if it hits a tree?
Yeah, sure.
Horses wouldn't run into a
Just when
tree.
they're taken out by a low
Hugh,
lagging branch.
Hugh, roll a d20.
15.
15. You avoid the tree.
They're irrational, not stupid.
Arquen yanks you all like a press gang on a rope down this.
Oh shit! I forgot we were tied together. Sorry.
Because of the nature of you all being dragged down this path, a few of you are not able to look up as the shimmering lights of whatever spirits call this forest home begin trying to bewilder you again. I need you all to make wisdom saves, but I'm going to give you all advantage because you're all face down in the mud being pulled by a horse.
2 nat 20s.
That's one way to brute force this.
Down in the dirt.
Lesley and Aderyn, why not get the +4?
I'm face down in the dirt, just by tree root.
Anyone below a 12? No, wonderful.
Thanks,
Apparently being dragged by a horse means you do not get bewildered. You are beaten and bruised by the time you once again return into the clearing you are in. Having done 2, 3, and 4.
I would like to pull Arquen off his horse.
I forgot we were tied.
Maybe we just tie the horse up as well so it can walk too.
I'm gonna rip his blindfold off as well. Like,
Oh.
up with that. Like, you're messing about, and I'm not happy with you.
I'm in my element. I'm sorry.
Let's calm down. All right. Well, there's one more path. Isn't there?
2.
So,
Well, there's the way we came from. I think
But
we
it's not going to be
established-
that one. Yeah.
Let's try the first path on the left. Let's go that way.
Take the
Okay.
first. You take the first path.
Aderin's
and-
shaking her head.
Aderyn,
Whoa!
Aderyn's
wait,
deaf.
wait.
Aderyn didn't hear what you said.
No, but as we start moving towards it, just start shaking her head. Aderyn, look. We already tried that one. We did that.
We've done it
No.
3 times.
Is there any? Do the paths look different anyway? Is there anything that sets them apart?
Roll me an investigation check.
Ximori's just going to sit down on the ground for a bit and just have a moment.
21.
21.
Mhm.
They all look initially very similar. Like this place is meant to be deliberately confusing and to get you lost. But as you go along each one, just trying to kind of look around, you do get a sense of ominous nature from some of them. And more specifically, Aderyn, on close inspection, you can see that there are odd markings in the tree bark. Like they're naturally part of the tree bark, not etched in, just the grain of the wood almost. That looks faintly deliberate. But it's of a script unfamiliar to you.
I'm gonna point at the markings and then again turn to Balrick and go.
Can I look at the markings? Because I do speak Sylvan.
You do indeed. These do appear to be Sylvan in origin. They're not necessarily language or monikers of any more, or of any specific nature. All of them share a single base concept, which is the concept of circular, or going round in circles, or that kind of thing. Like, you're trapped in a loop. And then one in particular has the grain splits. In the bark there is a crack through the rune, through the glyph, almost like it breaks the circle.
Good spot, Aderyn. That's
Thank you.
with that. Pat her on the back. I think it might. Is that path 1?
That is path 1 indeed.
I think Aderyn's cracked it. She spotted these symbols, and I think there's these runes, these glyphs. You can see them, can't you, Arquen? You understand? It's like
Yes. For a good time, call Lathriel on.
I was thinking most of it must be swears, because
Wait.
that's most. We've established Balrick only speaks Elven swears. So these
Wait,
are.
so it just tells you.
I think it does.
That's
It's
so
very hard
fucking
to see.
logical. That's a fucking logic puzzle. I hate the Fae.
You just said it rationally, didn't it? Yeah, he's messing with us.
That's so rational.
What's
Let's
Like,
at
don't
least
be more
rational
rational.
to put the instructions of how to get through something on the path?
Hey, let's travel down path 1. It's the last one left. So, great spot, Adam. No, let's head down path 1.
You head down path 1 and are unaccosted by any spirits or natures of this woodland, and come to yet again another clearing. This one different. A lot of fallen foliage in this place. A lot of the trees here seem to have already shed their leaves for autumn and into winter, but their branches all kind of still block out the sky up ahead, and you can again see 4 branching paths up ahead of you.
Can we this time look for symbols?
Roll me an investigation check.
I again just go back to lying down in the dirt.
19?
19. Now you know roughly what to look for.
Sorry,
There's
17.
17. They're still very hard to pick out, because as I say, they're not markings by any means. They just seem to be a natural existence of what has happened to this place. But you do eventually spot all the similar ones. What is confusing about this, though, however, is the markings appear to be in between paths. So what you get here is that it narrows it down to 2. You could either go left of this glyph or right of this glyph. From your perspective, it's path 3 or 4.
I'm going to point at them both and look to Aderyn and go, She's obsessed with the 3s.
You head.
Let's go down path 3, I guess.
You head down the 3. Ximori is upset. And instantly, the cold rushes in and tries to grasp onto your hearts. And I need everyone to roll a Constitution save, please.
I said it once. I said it 1,000 times. Right is the right way.
Aderyn and Tauri.
Literally, it would not have worked.
Anyone below a 12 takes 1 point of cold damage.
11. It's my first
Is that a
time failing.
constitution?
Constitution. My first time
I'm
failing.
fine then.
How much cold damage?
1 point of damage!
It's a little bit. Oh, 1 minute.
Yes, Chris?
I am resistant to cold.
You still take 1 point
damage.
of damage. It rounds to 1 at that point.
Can I have an advantage on the con save?
It's not an ambient cold. It is something coming on and trying to steal your breath. You feel like your breath missed up in that moment as you feel some element of your heat leach away. And you come back into that same clearing.
Oh, it's like, oh, very nice. Comfort. A little. Oh, that's Aderyn. I think I've got an idea of what's happening. Maybe. Actually, I don't. But like, we know it's 4. I think I've got an idea of what's happening. Moving clockwise by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an idea?
I don't know what that is, and I just walk into the pub.
What's the clock?
You go right, because it's the right way to go.
Moving sundialwards.
What path do you head? Do you head down 4 now? 4. You head down 4, and after a fairly short walk, you turn around, certain that you could see the clearing that you just left behind you, but it's wreathed in mist. You once again come to a new clearing. This one full of pine trees, still thick and full of needles.
This is 2. I'm vindicated. Can we check for symbols?
Check for symbols. Roll me an investigation check. I love how Aaron's like, it's 3! It's only been right once, but it's 3!
I don't know what it means, but the answer is 3.
20. Dirty 20.
20.
I'm trying to remember if my camera's mirrored.
You look around, and again, you find these same symbols. They seem to change subtly each time, but at least the base concept is there. And again, this one is frustratingly between 2, but this time between 1 and 2. However, with a 20, you notice it's not evenly distributed between 1 and 2. It is pointing towards 1, even if the tree it is on is in between both paths.
I declare, right is the way to go when you're stuck between 2 things towards the wrong one.
No, I'm going to grab Ximori by the scruff of the neck. Pull him back. No, don't do that. Let's stop there. The symbol's pointing to 1.
I'm so tired.
Hey?
This place doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
That's me saying that.
You don't have to think. Alright, just calm. We'll look at the patterns. You just breathe.
You
Let's
stole
go down
my
path
kill.
1.
Down path 1.
You stole my kill. I was so hungry.
You
You
head
just took
down.
it.
You head down path 1. and you're heading along, and there's a moment where there's a creak of the trees, and you think once again something is coming for you. And then you realise that it is the sound of Arquen's joints pulling along the horse.
Sorry.
And you arrive at another clearing. This one, Tauri, your kind of merchant, educated brain takes in this space, and it is a perfect circle.
I was right. I just realised.
Hi, Chris.
I mean, technically Aderyn was right, because it was the third one.
It is a perfect
What's
circle,
the-
ringed in small white cap mushrooms. The trees pushing back, the mist held back. But again, 4 paths branching ahead of you.
Are there? So,
What, Chris?
can I roll for Balrick? No. Can I roll for Balrick?
I'll give you.
No,
I'll give you a meta roll. Roll a 10 or higher.
This one, we need to go backwards.
Give me.
How does Balrick know that?
Give me insight from Balrick.
Insane. That's
I-
a 50
Give him
50
advantage with my knowledge of the Fae and stuff.
Sure.
Tauri with her knowledge of circles.
Sure.
I got a 16 then.
16.
Well, no, on the dice plus 3, so
Oh, wow.
19.
Lesley, this place is a circle. You know what that means.
In coming into this space, and you can see Tauri kind of eyeing up this space and the weird, perfect geometry of it. Your brain goes circles. Amhrain specifically said, think irrationally or you'll end up going in circles. We've
Cool.
be going in circles.
Can we do this a million times? So the next path is going to be the ninth one, and then this is we can do this.
The other
This
ones
is-
have all been slightly
angry, I
off
think
from
it's so
perfect. This one is too perfect. All of the other parts, the other 4 parts are too identical to be. They're too well crafted. They're too obvious to head down. But you look at the one that you've just walked through, and it's rougher. It's more
3,
natural.
1, 4.
That's what pi is.
Yeah, 3, 1, 4, 1,
That's
5.
what pi is. It's just every 3 numbers.
What?
What?
No.
No,
3, 1, 4, 1, 5.
it's a Fae trap.
It's a bit,
Oh my god.
Pi is a Fae trap.
Science confirmed.
But I feel vindicated by my earlier joke.
Did I design this puzzle just for Chris? Maybe.
I didn't think like that. I literally said it.
No, you did.
I literally on the first one I made a joke about it. I'm angry. And I even made the going back on ourselves one.
Remember, kids, maths is magic too.
Math magicians.
It will also make you go insane.
Yeah, well, I feel like it. I've gone. This has been a long day, guys. Why have you done this?
Get maths.
Balrick just
Yeah, man.
in a thick Scottish accent to go backwards. I can't roleplay this.
It's fine.
I'm just like Balrick has gone insane. A Yorkshire accent comes through his voice and he goes, "Go backwards."
Balrick says his trademark catchphrase.
The way-
maths.
The way I like to think what actually happens. Go on, it's your character.
Canonically, Balrick has been the one doing math. Canonically, Balrick has been mathematical.
The way I
a
like.
few maths instances.
The way
You're
I
our
like to picture it
accountant.
is that what happens is Balrick walks into this space, sees a perfectly perfect space, and his brain just goes, nope, and just walks the other way.
No, we're good.
Arquen,
Immediate alarm bells
go
just go off in his head.
backwards, I don't think
Just like,
Arquen go backwards. It's maths, and just assumes he's afraid of maths, and is like Like, oh!
So we're just like, oh, well,
Away!
it's maths. It's maths. Go away.
It's like, I agree, let's turn around.
Do you all follow Balrick as he just nopes out of this place?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Woo!
Scared of maths for some reasons.
After walking
So whatever this maths is, he's
for
scared
a
of it.
Understandable.
long time, you begin to suspect maybe you've chosen wrong, but you haven't been accosted. The wrong path elements, you feel like you're on a path, and eventually you come into another clearing. This one feels different from the rest, though. The mist itself seems withdrawn from here, kept to the edges, almost unwilling to wisp and venture into it. At the centre of the clearing is a large effigy, carved out of a burnt tree, the outer bark blackened to charcoal and the inner wood itself burnt out, leaving a hollow frame. Hanging from the dead limbs of the tree are a handful of totems, charms and trinkets. Etched into the bark of the tree are dozens of runes and glyphs of sylvan origin. And the wood is very, very quiet. And that is where we're going to go take our break. And we'll pick up back here in a little bit. And welcome back. We'll pick right up with you all in this ominous clearing. The sounds of the creaking trees, distant, almost covered by the mists at the edge of this clearing. Those same mists that have crept up on you, surrounded you your entire time in this forest, now seem keeping a distance from this clearing, and the large, burnt-out, effigy-like tree trunk in the centre. What do you want to do?
Look around for the bastard. Where is he?
Roll me a perception check.
Hooja! 17.
17. You look around. There is no sign of Amhrain here. There is no sign of his passage or anything to that effect. Roll me an insight check with that.
The statue, the thing in the center. You said it looks like a tree that's been burnt out. You say it looks like something. I can't remember.
So it is covered in these totems made out of bone and stone and wood, hanging from leather cords and twine and vines, and etched into the bark itself is a number of sylvan symbols and runes and glyphs. And you can see that from the front, you can see that the bark is like split open, like you can then see, and potentially even with your size, it's much bigger than you climb into the hollow of the tree.
Ximori's just going to sit down on the ground. It's been a time.
Presumably his vein of power. Like to walk up to the tree.
You walk up to the tree, and as I say, you can see that there's an opening inside that you could take a look into. You have the runes etched all along, the totems hanging above. The interesting thing is you do notice that while the tree itself looks burnt, the ground around it shows no signs of fire burning or anything like that. It just seems to be overgrown, standard kind of forest detritus laying around.
Shield on my back. And just like turn to everyone, is like, I'm gonna go in. That's alright.
You're going in a tree.
Yeah. You not?
And he holds the goal.
I'm gonna sit here for a bit. I'm good. Lie down on the ground.
Arquen, as you kind of
You hear any music, don't follow it.
worm your way into the tree, it's a bit so you're a fairly broad guy, so it's not like a slip-in kind of thing. You gotta like squeeze your in yourself a little bit. You come inside to a fairly open space, and the first thing that you notice is you feel a crack as your foot steps on something and breaks something. And you look down and you can see a skeleton on the inside, a large skeleton, clearly bearing it burnt and blackened on the outside, and you've just broken through part of this large rib cage. Roll me a nature check.
Ooh. 3.
It's some sort of.
Can we be announcing that?
It's some sort of large quadruped. It's definitely not humanoid, but the thing that you notice, even with a 3, is you don't see a skull.
Wonder where that skull is. Oh well.
At this point, the rest of you outside begin to see the trinkets and bone charms hanging from the branches of the tree just begin to catch in a breeze, begin to rattle and clank against each other.
Is there a breeze?
There is no breeze.
Balrick, is there wind?
Only coming out of you.
What's got in your fucking boots today? What the
I'm sorry, that was just... I'm trying to be funny.
I'm having a really bad day, Balrick.
I'm very sorry.
Let's laugh from within the.
What's got his goat?
What ate your goat this morning?
Wrong campaign.
This place
What shot your goat in the head? What?
no,
was not, wasn't it?
killed my goat.
The rattling grows louder for everyone
And
outside.
rattling's happening, and I think it's bad.
And you begin to feel the wood creaking around you at Arquen as the space begins to fill with darkness, and you feel that sight disappearing from you, and you feel something old and of the Fae approaching. The rest of you see, as if from nowhere, the dark hollow that you had seen Arquen step into. Suddenly the tree shape itself, you see a large skull of a antlered stag step through, walking its way out of the burnt out trunk, limbs of a tree appearing from nowhere, becoming arms, taloned fingers, reaching high up above you, and then vacant eye sockets of this skull just glow with baleful fairy light and just stare down to you all. And so at this point you all begin to feel the ground shift and move as you see the roots of this tree extend out to the edges of this clearing, and they begin to worm up and grasp out of the ground. I need everyone to make a strength saving throw. Arquen, you are at disadvantage.
Not 20, but still good.
Aderyn.
15.
Failure. Arquen.
From a nat 20 to an unnatural 20.
Success. Balrick.
22.
Success. Lesley.
I need a minute. Roll 20 crash.
Tauri.
16.
Failure. Ximori.
27.
Success. Lesley.
Big boys.
Nat 20. As these roots reach up to grasp you, some of you manage to break free rapidly, springing to your feet, Ximori, from where you were sitting down, springing out of these roots as this large, ancient watcher of the forest stands over you. You see Tauri and Aderyn get wrapped up and locked in place, restrained by these roots, as this creature just looks around, trying to discern what is going on. What do you do?
Girl bonding time.
Bondage time.
Oh, gee.
We've just moved into a better venue.
This has gone eyes wide shut so quickly.
So, Lesley's intended. I'm going to call you Amhrain. I'm so sorry.
Arquen.
To follow Arquen into the tree.
Give away the twist.
Does this mean, like, did this all happen? Was there a space for two people to, like, squeeze through before all this went down?
If you want, I can say you went in the tree with Arquen as well.
Which means you have disadvantage on the check, but +4 to the total.
I have 14 plus 4, so 18.
That does succeed. So the two of you, despite being in the tree,
I still don't get to pay
the two of you have to push your way out of the tree trunk as you feel it restrict in behind you, and your only way to not be restrained is to force your way out. You are now behind this lumbersome beast made of wood and stone and earth, crowned with this stag skull, and it just glances around, just taking in all of you. You see these large talons reach out towards Tauri that is currently wrapped up.
Going to take out the glaive. I'm just looking between it, Tauri, Aderyn, Balrick,
You hear the
Aderyn.
creak of tree bark as it turns its head as you draw a weapon in this space, and it turns to stare at you.
I'm gonna put my arm in front and like, go, Ximori. Like arm, bit sensibly, not be rash.
Aderyn's gonna stop panicking.
Balrick, at this point, Balrick and Arquen, at this point, you notice that the mists that were already at the edge of this clearing seem to have retreated even further. It turns away from Tauri at this point and approaches towards towards Ximori and Balrick.
Lesley's commanding presencing.
Yep.
From its blood.
Chest out, looking like a big boy. He's going to yell out in as booming a voice as our twink man can muster. Let them go. And can he try and persuade, please?
I think this is intimidate, not persuade. The way you describe this is more intimidation, not persuasion.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, again.
Intimidation, not persuasion.
Alright, fine. I can also intimidate. I don't think intimidate's the vibe we want, though. Let them go, please.
You're doing this, puffing your chest out. You're intimidating. You can still use commanding presence on intimidation.
I don't want to intimidate. I want to persuade. I don't think I want to put it. Okay, 1 minute. My acting skills didn't come into play here.
Okay.
Would Arquen know of this? Oh, if any anything of this creature or its type. It's Alden of the Fae. What kind of knowledge for, ancient creatures such as this does he possess?
Balrick would love to make the same check.
I will say
On the other side, so
Balrick has a better chance of knowing this. This isn't necessarily something that you would have in there, Arquen.
I'm looking more for etiquette in these circumstances. Like,
okay.
What is the general etiquette I would know of?
Okay, in that case, you roll me
Manners.
Insight?
Yeah, I'll give you
Makes
insight.
sense.
Balrick, your choice of nature or religion with advantage. Probably more religion, actually. Religion with advantage for Balrick.
I got a 21 on insight.
What did Lesley roll?
Yeah.
Nothing yet. I'm still waiting to see if it can be persuasion and not intimidation.
How far away is Tauri from Aderyn?
15.
A lot of things going on at once there. Tauri and Aderyn are... I don't know, where would you be in this clearing? This clearing's about 30 feet in diameter. I don't know where you would have been in the space, but you were in that space.
Yeah. You tied up. Is that what happened?
Yeah, those two are restrained by roots, and like it's very Merry and Pippin in that extended scene, where like you're being twisted in the old willow kind of thing. It's not hurting you at any point, but it's like properly locking you in place. 21 from Arquen. Oh yeah, can I have a strength save for Derek as well?
Oh.
How befuddled is Dirk currently?
2. Derek is currently also restrained. Yeah, Dirk is restrained. 21 on the insight check. Again, you don't know what this thing is. You just know it is old and of this forest. Not of forests, of this forest. And the number one thing you get is you have encroached upon its domain. Its, for lack of a better word, sanctuary. And right now, you are trespassing on its territory. What did you get? Sorry, Chris?
15.
15. You don't know for certain, but you have heard tales of... And it's not something that the locals from where you were from ever did, of druidic circles creating forest guardians known as Leshen. Built and fashioned from the entities of the forest they are meant to protect. They have singular totems from which they are first formed that they call, for lack of a better term, their home. It's where they were created. And this place gives a very ominous feeling. And the only stories that you particularly know about Leshens, whether they're real or forgotten myth, they are very powerful.
Somebody, we want to fight this.
Lesley, what are you doing?
Let's put the weapon away. Leslie's...
Can I whisper to Lesley, like, this thing is powerful and we're in its territory without permission?
Leslie's adding the pretty please at the end.
So what is Lesley saying?
Arquen bow and try and
Pretty please. They didn't do anything to hurt you.
Can Arquen bow and try and give advantage?
We're going.
Not in this moment. I will let you use persuasion in this instance.
I still have a -1 badly, but okay. Oh god.
Okay, I'm also probably acting as translator for this thing, which I'm assuming doesn't speak common.
Currently, Lesley is talking to it in common.
Lesley is talking in common, but it's kind of body language as well, right?
Interpret
Body.
20%. Oh my god, what's my martial die? Oh,
D8.
Yeah?
-1 plus D8. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Sorry, I accidentally rolled the D8 and the D. Oh, +1. Ah, Asshole. 25.
25. This creature turns to you and just cocks a head. It doesn't appear to understand you.
Fair enough.
I'll translate.
But it doesn't respond immediately aggressive to you because you've not responded immediately aggressive to it. But it is now just like scanning the room, and it sees that Ximori still has a glaive out, and it goes. You see the light
as Balrick
build
is...
in its eyes.
As Balrick was saying to sort of put my weapon down, I'll look at Balrick, a little bit uncertain, but I will drop the glaive on the ground.
Can I translate what Lesley said to it into Sylvan? And also call it Honoured Elder.
You're behind it, aren't you?
Yeah, on the other side.
At that point, the two of you and Deck that are feeling restrained and everything, you feel it lessen. You are still not able to escape, but you're no longer having the wind crushed out of you and your bones like squeezed. And you're able to now like speak out of it to other people, but you're still being held in place.
Of like, I'm assuming because it's big, but it's also pretty skeletal. We can see like across the clearing to where everyone else is.
Yeah, you can see like under its legs. Like it's a head like twice your height easily.
Yeah, I would like moving slowly, like untie my sword from my belt, and sort of hold it up, and then place it on the ground in front of me.
It raises a hand as it sees you reach your sword, and just then puts it back down as it like tilts a head and just stares into you, and you feel this bale light of fire, like ghostly fire, just like to stare straight through you at this point.
I'll speak to it and say, as I'm sort of placing my sword upon the ground, we mean thee no harm, Honoured Elder.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I was about to say, before you do this, you hear just how we go. You've got this. If I die, though, I'm going to fucking haunt you. And you get inspiration.
Like that.
Coming on.
I really like that. Like, you got this. If you don't, I'm gonna kill you. I love that part.
That is another unnatural 20. Without. What's your inspiration die?
Nice.
I don't get to know whether that's a success or not before I use it, do I?
Nope. Do you want to use it?
It's important. Why not? That makes it a 25.
You see it burning light just kind of slightly rescind into the skull, and it just completely lessens. The roots retreat back into the ground on everyone being held, and it like steps over the two of you such that it's like next to the large tree trunk in the middle, forcing the rest of you to step away from this central effigy. You two who are at least au fait with Fae, that's a weird thing to say, can you roll me insight checks, please? You have advantage, it is Fae.
19.
Advantage, yes. Yes, thank you. Much better, that's a 22.
22 and 19. Both of you stare at this thing. The feeling you get is it is now waiting to see what you want. Why are you here? It is waiting to determine whether you are to be allowed to leave or whether you are not.
I just sort of like whisper, is like, just gotta be a little bit diplomatic with this one, I think. We know we're here for Amhrain's raiment. If I'm a betting man, which I have no idea if I am or not because I don't remember, I'm gonna say that it's probably in the tree, but I'm also assuming that it's the totem, you know, the ritual totem thingy. Where the fuck is Amhrain? Hang on. Should probably find out whether this thing likes Amhrain or doesn't.
We've said that name quite a lot.
It responded to me saying the name Amhrain.
Sorry, I didn't realize you said that out loud. Internal monologue here.
Yeah, I thought that was monologue.
Sorry, no, I was saying it to you
You
guys.
say it out loud, and just like you see it like tilt its head. Hold on, this is the thing. You can saying it to you guys. That means you're saying it in common, or are you saying it in Sylvan? Speak French, motherfucker.
I mean, Amhrain is a Sylvan word, isn't it?
No. Actually,
The rest I'm saying in common, obviously.
Amhrain itself is not.
Sorry?
Amhrain itself is not a Sylvan word. It is root in it because it's actually an Elvish word. You see it just kind of tilt as you're talking, like it is expecting you to speak and defend yourself, but it is getting nothing from you right now.
Who have we got that's really persuasive?
Half the fucking party.
They can't speak still.
You.
You can't speak Sylvan.
You.
Okay.
That's your
Fuck,
job
shit.
currently.
Okay.
I can speak Sylvan.
No
I've
worries.
got a -2.
Okay.
You just hear, yes, that's it. Keep it going. Keep it fucking calm.
Yep. Got
And
this.
you get another inspiration.
Got this. Okay. Turning back to the creature, which I don't know is called a lesson at this point. Yeah, I will do the same. Take my dagger off and put it on the ground. To be respectful, take my helm off and put it under my arm as well as I go and sort of like kneel in front of it. I will say, my name is Sworn of Kaldruin.
You see it reaches forward for almost the offered weapons, the offered gifts in the weaponry, and it like touches them, drags them and picks them up in its large taloned claws. And you say Sworn of Kaldruin, and it just like stares almost through its long fingers where your weapons are held, stares at you. And you see that faint ghost fire just appear from its palm and lick the blades ever so gently, just catching them with a ghostly fire before it settles back into that bronze. It places them back down in front of you. Stands back up. Takes a few steps back. And you see it retreat back into the large, burnt out tree trunk in the center. The rattling bone charms and stone clanking against each other just begin to settle as that non-existent wind disappears. And you are once again left in an empty, ominous clearing, alone.
Well done, Arquen.
When the diplomat.
Tauri and
We look around.
they've all been
See if-
like right?
Yes.
Right, I'm gonna call Deck to my side and give him a proper, script.
Chicken over,
Like,
yeah.
good. Well done.
You can see Deck is on edge. Like, this is a to a still relatively like bestial mind. I know he's got ridiculously high intelligence compared to the rest of the pie, but like still an animal mind. This place is uncomfortable. This place is like walking into a predator's den.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same stuff, and I say that to him. I'm like, yeah, I feel it. Don't worry.
Arquen, do you pick up your weapons?
Probably just... Yes, I will. I'm sort of like, seemingly having been allowed access to this place, I will say it's like, just be on your best behaviour, everyone. We are here. And
Just out of curiosity, this place is fairly dark, even with it being daylight outside. Is anyone like holding up torches or anything like that, or a form of light?
probably got my
I have dark vision.
I've probably got my Fey lantern now.
As you pick up your blades, as they catch that light, you see, almost caught in the metal, rippling along the sheen, that blues-green ghost fire contained within the blades. The blades are now considered magical for overcoming damage resistances.
Yes. Give me a gift.
At that point, you see deep into the mists a burst of firelight deep into the forest. Something lighting up, a beacon sent into the sky. A calling for all to come.
There's a beacon. I'll
Let's go.
kick the glaive back up into my hand. Tauri, you good? Not too hurt. Aderyn, how are you doing? Aderyn is deaf and can't hear me.
Everyone's ignoring Ximori.
Why do you all hate me now?
At this point, have we noticed that Aderyn is indeed deaf and is not
Yes, it's very clear
It's not
at this
here.
point.
I've been like communicating with her by gestures and being very. I think I've spent a lot of the time being near Aderyn, like making sure like don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Aderyn!
How is Aderyn?
I will.
Aderyn! Aderyn! Aderyn!
Ximori, I can't hear you.
I can do
What?
something about that.
What do you mean she can't hear me?
She was injured in her ears. No.
Oh,
you know
I
that.
thought she was just ignoring me.
No.
I thought she was just mad at me. She might still be.
I would sort of, at this point, go up to Aderyn and just say, like, I say I can make that better.
Aderyn, when she goes deaf, immediately goes mute. Completely mute.
It's not like he's gone mute.
I know.
Do you want me to fix? Okay. I'll place hands to either side of Aderyn's head and cast Lesser Restoration to restore the deafened thing.
It's a miracle.
What does it look like?
I would say it's probably greenish white light that sort of, emanates from his hands over Aderyn's ears, and sort of, probably the smell of fresh vegetation and verdant greenery and everything. And you probably, like, the first thing you hear is probably sort of a bit of elven music or something like,
Aww. So relaxing. It's like elevator music, but it's healing.
Nothing.
And that is the first
Please
point
hold
that
while your ears stick.
Aderyn starts hearing just the ominous creaking of trees and gentle wind blowing mist through, and the lack of sound of animals.
And also
entirely.
She's gonna, like, all of a sudden look around, like, very bewildered. And then she's gonna look at Arquen, and she's gonna give a very small smile, like...
Done well for your first time dying.
Is that a normal thing to say?
He's instantly gonna, like,
Keep it up, champ.
look down and be like...
Quite the assumption that she's never died before.
To be fair, she hasn't.
It's very rude to ask a woman how many times they've died.
Normal thing that people do, you know? She's lived a very sheltered life, guys. She's
Oh, you know, we all
nepo
did it
baby.
when we were teens, you know, went out, died a bit.
There's a movie about this entire premise.
Shall we go then?
I guess we're heading towards that light. Lesley cannot see at all. There is no torch, or is there? I can't remember if Balrick had dark vision.
I'll give you my
But I'm relying on.
I'll give you my Fey tracking lantern.
I imagine it's like on the horse, actually. Maybe it's hooked on the horse.
Yeah.
Lesley is absolutely refusing to admit that he can't see in this light.
We've got 3 horses, don't we?
I will say that Fey tracking lantern has been going haywire. It is as close to a strobe light as you can get at times. As it occasionally, like, something flashes in front of it, and it like glows a brighter green, and then it dims back down to its usual color. It's disconcerting at times.
I imagine there might be small small lanterns on each horse, so maybe. Horses are sources of light.
I like that. We'll observe some
horse-based.
I'll observe some courtly discipline on the way out, and sort of as we're leaving, sort of bow back towards the tree.
You see one fate charm rattle in response. And then you head up the path. This path feels overgrown. Not untrodden, overgrown. Like you are on a path that once existed, that has been reclaimed by a forest. And the path then leads itself to an overgrown space. A clearing of sorts, but trees dot the area. Their roots climb over long fallen stone structures and half-cocked menhirs. In a few places, some of these standing stones lean at angles, with damp moss clinging to their sides, and the mist just weaving and winding between, claiming, like fingers grasping on this space. Absent-mindedly wandering in this opening, their fingers tracing along the stonework and the plant life, is Amhrain. The mists kept a short distance from their cloak that occasionally drops the odd leaf of amber as he moves through. You can see a sadness weighing upon his shoulders heavily, but a purpose that drives his steps forward. And he speaks as if to no one. Peace and harmony, long forgotten. Time for it to be rekindled. He seems unaware of your presence in this moment as you enter into this space.
Aderyn's gonna cover her ears like,
Quick, Ximori, while he's distracted, get him.
I got a stat block.
It's time
Dying
for
to use
combat,
it.
baby.
What do you do?
I suppose call out like, Lord Amhrain.
Ah! I thought the mists had claimed you. It's good to see you finally found your way. I'm sorry that we got
Took the
separated.
scenic route.
You could have waited.
I've waited long enough. But I am genuinely apologetic that you got lost along the way, but seems you found something of use at least. He clearly glances at the weapons on Arquen's hips. Not a total
Yes.
waste of a journey. Welcome to the Temple of Summer Stones, as your people referred to it as. An old meeting place for like-minded fellows. A few of you, most of you, definitely get a feeling like you've been in a very similar place before. Not the same design, not even the same feeling, but aspects of its design, the positioning of stones is very familiar to a temple you found in Ishra Wood not a month or so ago. The power here is dormant, and it will require my attention to bring it to the flame. But in the act of doing so, I'm certain that which has wrapped itself around this forest will not take kindly to such an action. What I ask of you, in repayment of one, is to allow me to complete the fanning of the Fane.
Worse for wear, but why not?
Yeah, I've got a few hits left in me.
Now, certainly this will not necessarily be easy, even for, well, my current self. You are more than willing to aid me directly, or to deal with the Fey spirits that seek to come claim this power from me. I'll leave that up to you. Above table. Mechanics of how this will work. Amhrain needs to succeed on 3 ability checks to rekindle the Fane. He will do that on his turn of combat, and on initiative count 20 each round, more creatures will turn up. You can provide the help action, provided you give a reasonable way in which you provide the help action to Amhrain. Amhrain needs to succeed 3 times.
What ability checks are there?
They are charisma checks for Amhrain, but you don't need to roll charisma to help him. You just can confer the help action in a reasonable way.
That's not what I was doing. I'm going to completely eliminate the need for that.
Fair enough.
So, just to be clear,
Yes.
I'm allowed to go completely. completely on the things that turn up to try and stop you. and you're not going to steal it from me at the last moment this time.
Did I take something from you? Something that was yours?
The thing earlier that I was quite close to it and was really kind of needing that, but it's fine.
Anyway.
Can I, before this starts, is Amhrain going to be doing music?
You don't know.
How's work? Are you going to be playing?
No, it's going to be an effort to reconnect.
If I might offer something then, just because my daughter was a druid and carved this with lots of druidic magic, and it might be of some assistance in channeling this if it's a nature-based thing. And I'm going to offer him just to use my staff, and in doing so, cast enhance ability through it, charisma-wise.
Very good. He takes it, and you see very briefly those runes that your daughter carved into it, just ever so slightly, just like pulse like a dying ember, almost, as he takes the hand of it.
Very sentimental. It's very sentimental to me. I wish for no damage, but I feel like your magic will go through it a lot better than I don't carry it for use, but I know that it has it.
Whoever owned this previously would have been welcome here. Thank you. Well, I don't think any of us want to waste any more time. So, shall we begin?
Can I have a general description of the tactical situation here?
You can, by going to Owlbear fucking Rodeo, bitch!
Owlbear? Let's fucking go!
Owlbear!
And as Amhrain steps to a circular stone plinth covered over with moss and grass leaking up and fallen leaves, you see them calmly take a knee in the middle, placing a hand on the cold stone underneath and resting the other on the granted staff. Tauri?
Yes, I was trying to say for the last 5 minutes, because my mic is not working today in any way, shape or form, I'm giving him my liberation.
Your mic got that. Was that your last inspiration? Okay.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I kind of just go up to him and just say, you've been wanting this for ages. You're not going to fuck us up. You're going to... and then get the queen back.
You're awfully brusque, you know that? You could learn some warmth. But thank you. You see him place his hand back down on that cold stone, grasp the staff handed to him by Balrick, that you see just begin to take on a bit of life within the old wood. And the mists that have surrounded the stonework where Amhrain sits are pushed back as Tauri, you begin to feel warmth grow in this air, and the rock underneath him begin to glow ever so gently. This cracked stone on the floor you see buried in beneath, like the kindling light of the start of a flame. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I was just going to say, like, can we do any kind of positioning beforehand?
I'm going to say, in this moment, you can obviously position yourself about the space. I think Tauri is relatively close to Amhrain in this moment, but other than that, feel free to place yourselves wherever you want in the space.
Oh, well, I was going to say, sort of, like, to people, if Lesley didn't want to do any kind of, like, strategizing or anything, just say, like, I reckon Ximori and myself And Lesley probably should be up front, spaced out a little bit to try and prevent people from getting past us. And then Balrick and...
Are we doing a team huddle? Can I clasp arms with each of you, like in a very manly way, and give you each aid?
Ooh. Well, I was gonna say, because I've only got one spell slot left, I was gonna give a bless to myself and probably Ximori and Balrick. And in doing so, also pass my druidic totem to Balrick, because that was my last spell slot, so I have no more use for it. And he's just given his to Amhrain.
What druidic totem do?
It's basically it's a spell casting. It's there.
Spellcasting focus for you.
What's the word? Arcane focus.
Spell focus.
Yeah.
Is it just an arcane?
Yeah, just a regular one.
Ulrich doesn't need that. He doesn't do spells.
I do, yeah.
Around him.
I don't do magic. But I have a component pouch, so I just like it. But I'm just grasping your arms and just like,
yeah,
manly, like, we've got this to give you aid.
Well, keep it on.
Yeah.
So
grasp arms.
All three of the strong dudes, the other strong dudes, say I'm a strong dude. Do thems.
Yeah.
Sorry, the three strong dudes have
And
blessed.
sort of, yeah, Tauri and Aderyn stay close to
Get behind me. Balrick.
Amhrain.
Yeah.
Right.
Just before I sort of head over to sort of claim my position, just gonna sort of turn to Aderyn.
The way you are.
Yeah. Right. I'm probably gonna go scary. You know the words to stop me if you need to. You can use them, it's fine.
And at the end of our little huddle, we'll hands in. Hands in. Come on, everyone. Hands in. No dying.
No dying.
With initiative
that
being
when we
rolled, does
agreed on
Lesley
that
want to give
beforehand?
someone a command?
And then slap everyone on the ass.
Yes. We have the orgy after this. Lesley
25
will bring them down command to Amhrain.
Which gives him plus
What does that do?
3 to hit?
Oh my god. The fire, which is 1 second.
Well,
Plus 3, indeed.
Plus 3 to hit. Is it hit rather than damage? Or is it damage? I can't remember.
Hit you.
To hit. Cool. 25 to 20.
Oh, really roll initiative.
Yeah, sorry, 21.
30-20.
Were you doing anything before combat?
20 to 15.
17. So I think it's the highest I've ever rolled for initiative in this game.
15 to 10.
11.
And Tauri. Oh, and Lesley. It's only Tauri and Lesley.
Shield for you, by the way.
Lesley?
9.
35 is side.
Right. Well,
before
before initiative counts
You're not.
20, both Ximori and Aderyn, you feel as Amhrain begins this process and that faint firelight begins to echo up through the stone. You can see the mists begin to swirl as entities of the mist grow in attention and begin to descend upon this space. But Ximori, you are first to act before anything has appeared. What do you want to do?
I am going to... Is that a big rock at the dwarf there?
Yep.
I'm going to go get on top of the rock.
You clamber on top of the rock. Easy enough.
Take out the glaive and just sort of wait.
Cool. Do you want to hold an action?
I would like to ready an action.
Yep.
Yes. I can't move as part of my action, can I?
No.
In that case, I will simply wait with the glaive to swing it at anything within 10 feet of me.
Gotcha. Aderyn.
There's nothing to necessarily go after yet. Well,
Not yet.
she's going to raise her hands, and she's just gonna hold just like a burst of sorcery.
Okay.
Sorcerer's burst.
But for the moment, you see something threatening. At that
A
point,
sorcerer's burst, one might say.
coming out of the mists, you barely even see them, but these mists begin to coalesce in the space and begin to take on a form of some vague humanoid presence made of the mist and air as they begin to descend upon you as 3 air elementals enter into the space.
Not like proper elementals, right?
No.
Full on air elementals.
I'm not using full.
Just little ones.
Just little ones. They are medium-sized air elementals. I'm not.
Oh, I see. It's that kind of.
I told you were all gonna die.
Just a kraken at first level.
On their turn, this one just heads.
You having a go at us of overpowered creatures.
This one heads to you, Ximori. You will get to act on it first. I just need to move everything else at the same time. This one will swoop in towards Lesley, and this one 1, 10, 15, 20. They've got so much movement speed. Swoops in towards Arquen. But Ximori, you strike first, and then Aderyn will do your held attack as well after Ximori.
23 to hit.
23 does hit.
That's a hit. So I need several dice.
Got that extra D4, remember?
Yep. I was blessed. I thought it was aid. Well, blessed.
You've got
works
both.
both.
You got
Sweet.
both. Aid from me, bless from Arquen.
Sweet. Right, so the glaive is plus that. I haven't raged yet. 9 plus 13 magical slashing and 5 thunder damage.
Ooh. Second attack.
And my second attack, plus the D4 for bless, is 20.
Hit.
That's more like it. 16 magical slashing, and 3 thunder. I'm assuming it doesn't have any spell slots.
No, it doesn't. Before this elemental even has chance to act, it descends upon you in mist and just splintered in half, and the mist dissipates and returns back into the mist that's creeping into the space. Aderyn, you had your held spell.
Yep. So let's first. Boom. That is a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Ooh. Then I do 2d8, so that is. Which means I get to roll an extra d8 on top of the 2d8. So 8 plus 2 and plus 7. 17. And I'm gonna choose. Thunder damage.
Thunder damage. How much damage was it again?
17.
17.
Doesn't like me, I would have.
You see this thunder hit through, and it just kind of dissipates the mist, and it rolls back around. It appears thunder doesn't really seem to hurt mists all that much, so it halves the damage on that. But it does still deal a chunk of damage to the creature as it descends upon Lesley, because I assumed you would go after the one that was going for Lesley.
Yeah.
Reasonable. We'll do the one attacking Arquen first. As it comes in and just you feel it reach out with its mist forms towards you. One hit on a 19, I believe, does hit you. The other one is a 17, which I don't think does. Cool. for 8 points of cold damage as you feel the damp air seep in underneath your armor and just scrape across your skin. And then we will do 2 against Lesley. Natural 1 and a natural 18.
The 18, I think, does... Yeah, 18 hits.
For 12 points of cold damage as your silks do poorly to protect you from the cold, damp mist clinging onto your flesh. That ends...
My silks have never done poorly to cling to my flesh.
That ends their turn, which now means it is Amhrain's turn. You see Amhrain reaching down towards this space, eyes closed. You can, Tauri, you can see them muttering underneath their breath as they have advantage. That's cocked. Advantage helped. As you see flame light begin to gather as words of those of you nearby, you feel these words of sylvan power just begin to whisper around the space, almost echoing off the standing stonework. Words captured and echoed on a summer breeze moving firmly through the lingering mists, and where they capture you see the mist forced to part from the passing words. The chill of the mists beginning to push back. Lesley and Arquen, that cold that hit you begins to dissipate much more quickly as this warm air of nearby fire begins to gently caress your skin. That ends Amhrain's turn. Arquen.
Do we gain any impact for it?
Cool. Arquen will maneuver around a little bit, sort of back to back with Lesley, and will slash at this one twice. So first attack. Good thing I blessed myself. So that makes that a 17.
It's
cool.
Sorry.
For 11 damage, and the second one is on the floor. That's much higher.
Cool.
25, I think. For another 8 plus 4, 12 damage.
nice. As
Maths.
you see, as you're slicing through the mist, that patch of bale light from the eyes of the Leshen just begin to ignite the mist, and where you see it touches, it dissipates it. As this mist form, still lingering on just for now, but you've damaged it heavily. Is that your
Never
turn?
even got its name.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Balrick, you're up.
Yeah.
Cool. There's not much I can do. I'm just gonna give a thumbs up to Aderyn and be like, "You done well."
Dad approves.
And I'm going to. Well, I can't use any spells really, so I'm gonna Hunter's Quarry, and I'm just gonna keep Hunter's Quarry. That's my only bonus I need. I'm gonna Hunter's Quarry the one. See, Arquen had done quite well, didn't he?
Yes.
That one's nearly dead. So I'll Hunter's Quarry the other one. Just to let that one get finished off for time. So I'm gonna shoot 2 arrows at the one I just Hunter's Quarry.
Go for it.
Hunter's Quarry. I know I should probably finish off the other one, but 17.
Just shoot the one arrow first and see how you do.
Yeah, but I don't want to meta game like that. If I've Hunter's Quarry's one and not.
It's how you would do it in real life. You'd shoot once, it would die, and then you'd go, and shoot the other one.
You know what? Fair enough. I'll hit the nearly dead one to finish it off, then Hunter's Quarry the other one.
Go for it.
17 plus stuff on the first
Hits.
attack. Is it? I always forget what a longbow does.
1d8.
D8.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a D10, but that's crossbow, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
7 plus 6. So that's 30 damage.
As you see the arrow go sailing straight through the thing, the faint magical enchantment from the runes etched on your bow capture and just burn through, and you see almost like faint sparks of lightning catch in the form of this mist elemental as it dissipates against the terrain.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock on with the other one then, like you say.
Yep.
And then shoot that one. I got a 15 plus stuff on the dice, so
That
15,
hits.
26. And then so yeah, and this one's Hunter's Quarry. So 5 plus 3 plus 6. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. This one is still standing as just sails past you, Lesley. At which point we cut into Lesley. You see this arrow go past you, and then you swing up with your blades as it's your turn.
Well, conveniently, you got exactly what I'm going to do. Lesley's going to swing up with his blades. Yeah. Oh, obviously, really cool back-to-back, silks flapping in the wind. Unfortunately, like, hitting Arquen in the face. It's just like... As Leslie's going to go for the, 2 attacks, I guess, because we get extra attack. And that will be... Come on, baby. Double roll. That's a 28. Is that red? It's a natural 20, I believe, to hit.
Sick!
That's literally the biggest hit to hit.
Go for it.
You.
Thank you. So, sorry. Oh, wait, no, but -2 because of my, There's a 26 hit.
Natural 20 is still a natural 20. Crit's a crit.
Okay. So I remembered last time that I had this incorrect. What's the damage from my blade? Sorry.
1d6 for scimitars and short swords.
1d6. Cool. Well, it was 2 6s on the dice, so I'll take 12. I literally got top on that. That was a beautiful one.
Literally, that arrow goes past, and Lesley, your swirling silks and blades create a mini vortex which just dissipates this mist elemental back into the mist. And once again, nothing is moving in the space.
Cool. Obviously, Arquen and I are going to high five, a natural thing to do. Or like maybe our swords will like clang against each other and sparks. It'll be very cinematic.
Tauri.
There is absolutely nothing for me to do right now. So I am just going to hold a vicious mockery for when one appears.
What's the range on Vicious Mockery? Just so I know when one gets in range of you, that's all.
60.
Yeah.
60. Cool. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure in case it was
Which
too
could
short.
be if they get in kind of combat with any of these guys.
Yeah, definitely if they get into combat with anyone, they'll do that. Ximori.
I am going to go a bit crazy.
Seems par for the course.
So I will, to come down off my rock, head over towards the mists, and as I'm going, sort of dragging the glaive behind me, I'm going to just sort of say, like, I'll be alright. I can do this. I can do this. I can keep my cool. I can do this. And go into my transformation. And so, as I walk from the back of my clothing, just the long tail begins to emerge outwards. Black obsidian scales burst from my exposed skin and sort of give me like a small amount of coverage as I become resistant. Cold.
Oh, there's a hideous creature in the mist. Oh, it's just Ximori.
You hear Bass echo in your head. Yes, let's send them to the abyss together.
And in Abyssal, I shriek out into the forest, just come and get me.
Aderyn, your turn.
Except it's in Abyssal, so it's like...
Jesus.
That ends my turn.
Aderyn, you hear echoing out of the wreathed mist that you see Ximori just run into, this guttural, heinous language echo out of the mist. What do you do?
said penis language then.
I also have penis language.
Penis.
language. What do you mean?
Penis.
Penis.
Anus language.
Heinous.
Anus penis language.
Oh, that's no better.
Off topic, but I envision Ximori's transformation like Sailor Moon.
Do that.
That's
At
out
the
of
end,
my head.
The mist
I'm trying to set up a
around.
creepy forest vibe, and you lot are coming in here with orgies and Sailor Moon,
Anus.
anus
Language.
penises.
You're the one saying penis language.
You did say penis language.
You didn't say penis like.
I fucking hate this game. Don't like any.
Keep saying it. He'll start believing. He should
Aderyn,
say it.
it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Alright, yeah.
Didn't realise my lamp was a gas lamp.
Well,
Yeah, that was just a reason.
Balrick gave me the thumbs up, so I'm gonna hold another Sorcerer's Burst.
Excellent.
Well,
Again, so I know, is Sorcerer's Burst like 120-foot range or something like that?
Yeah, it's like 120
Cool.
feet.
Sure.
fine.
It is
you think
precisely 120 feet.
It's something like that. It's
whatever you want.
large enough that it doesn't matter, is my point. At this point, you're all scanning
If it
around,
breathes, it's in range.
trying to take in the space. You're watching the mists shift, catch on winds as things move around in the space. You see a small bundle of light appear out of the forest trees, and one appear up here. And also, you don't see stuff approach you, Ximori.
Oh, invisible stuff.
Um,
We don't see it. We don't see it, so don't react.
or approach you, Lesley. The will-o-wisps float into the space. This one heads straight towards Amhrain. Tauri, if you want to fire off a vicious mockery at a will-o-wisp.
Yeah, do you want to roll save?
Oh yeah. Natural 7
Oh, you big floaty cunt.
for a total of 9.
Oh no, I feel bad about myself.
Your light will be changing. A bit light.
Oh wow, I could not. Oh no, not a 2, not a 4. 6.
Twinkle, twinkle, little
6
star.
points of damage as it
Now it
you
seems
see it
you're out of luck.
issue forth this word. You issue forth this word towards the will-o-wisp, and you see it like shimmer slightly in the space as it descends upon Amhrain and is going to attack Amhrain with a 15. Realizing I don't have Amhrain's stat block up because I'm a moron. Don't.
But you have stats.
Amhrain takes 11 points of damage and has to make a concentration check, which he succeeds. The other will-o-wisp shoots forward, but doesn't get any further than that, so doesn't actually get in to hurt anyone. Meanwhile, Ximori, you're standing out in the mist, the scales up there, you issue forth this "come and get me" cry. You like just gently, lazily passing the glaive around. Aderyn?
Doesn't my Sorcerer's Burst?
Oh yeah, you can Sorcerer's Burst either of the will-o-wisps. It's your choice.
I'm gonna do the one that's near Amhrain, because it's also kind of near
Go for it.
Dirk. So
I was like that. It's like, come and get me. He's like, all right.
Good.
Oh no, not like that.
Walk in range of me, damn it.
that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is 8, 4 plus a 3. That's 7. And she's gonna go with. Yeah, she's gonna stick with the thunder damage.
Thunder. You see, this time, unlike with the mist elementals, there is enough of a corporeal entity to this will-o-wisp, but the thunder damage, you see it rock its form It shakes hard as its light is dimmed quite significantly because of that. But Ximori, as you're yelling that, suddenly you feel the mist swirl around you and cutting wind just slash into you. As 3 attacks, actually 3 attacks at advantage, because you are being attacked by an invisible creature. The first one is a 15 to hit. Don't think that hits you.
Miss.
Second one, natural 19. Third one doesn't hit either. Man, terrible attacks. You suck. 9 points of
Just go home. Just
cold damage to you, halved to 4.
Right, I am resistant to that. I would like to use my reaction in my Draugshi form to make a melee attack against it.
Make it at disadvantage because you have no idea where it is.
Yep. At disadvantage, I am blessed. Disadvantage is 22.
Hits.
As this sort of slash comes across me, as it carves down, I bring the glaive around in the same trajectory. Bring it around across it. I need one of these dice. That's the one.
hit me so I know where you are.
Invisible only matters when you're not interacting with me. That is plus that. 16 points of slashing and 6 points of thunder. All
So
magical.
22. Momentarily in the mist, you catch kind of sight of it as it moves through the mist, and then it's lost again to you, and you're scanning around. Lesley, meanwhile, 3 attacks coming into you. 2 have already hit. The third hits as well.
I can't do anything about it 'cause I can't see it, can I?
You cannot see it, I'm afraid.
Was about to-
Lesley, you take 33 points of cold damage.
Brr!
That ends the creature's turn. It is now Amhrain's turn as he continues focusing on the witch after being hit by that will-o-wisp. He's just you see him gently just return back to the thing. You see this glowing light begin to pulse even greater Tauri. The advantage is helping a lot, Chris. Jesus Christ, that was a 4 and a 19 on the die. As you see a faint glow of firelight, like the gentle dawn in summer, growing from Amhrain, from the bedrock underneath him. He now stands up, allowing the light to illuminate him from underneath, emanating from beneath their cloak, which itself seems caught in a wind that is slowly growing in this space and dispelling some of the mist. You see a colour that was missing from Amhrain, you didn't know was missing, return to them, and verdant light begins to catch in their green eyes as they regain some strength. Arquen, it's your turn. Arquen, your turn.
Cool. I think having seen Lesley just get have quite a lot of health taken off just then. Arquen will come around and engage this elemental and shout over to Lesley, go get that glowy bastard over there. I've got this.
Okay.
And I will attack this.
It is invisible.
Divine inspiration? Divine smite myself. Divine fight. Fucking hell.
Divine
sense? Or divine smite?
I will use divine smite, my 1 free cast of it per day.
Nice. Well, assume you hit first, but yeah.
Yep. No, I have to cast it beforehand after. Anyway,
No,
don't
it's
I?
a bonus action after you hit. For you.
In which case, let me see what happened. So disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage because you can't see the thing.
Double 12s. So So that is a unnatural 20.
I'll hit.
Ooh, I'm invisible. I'm invisible.
And this is this an elemental or yeah? Do I get the extra D8? Of
You
damage?
do get the extra D8. I may be using elemental stat blocks, but they are all technically Fey in this instance.
But they are Fey spirits. Yeah. So that is 10 normal damage.
So, Chris, it's worth bearing in mind that they
Yeah,
are
it's magical
Fey if you
because
want
of
to do any of your ranger stuff on it.
12. And another 17 damage.
Sorry, what was the original damage?
With
I
my
lost it in Discord being a dick.
10.
It's 10 plus 17 for 27.
No, 10 plus 17, 27. Yeah.
Second deck?
And well, swing again as well.
Yeah.
Well, the bless will probably have to save this one. Okay. 17?
Hits. They don't really have armor. They are reliant on them.
8.
They're reliant on being invisible.
Okay, cool. I was just hoping they weren't like fast as fuck or anything.
No,
but
the
yeah,
Will-O-Wisp
that's
are the fast
another
ones.
8.
Another 8. Got that down. That ends Arquen's
Yeah,
turn.
yeah.
Balrick, you're up. Your Hunter's Mark is currently on nothing. Hunter's Quarry, even.
Cool. Bonus action. I'm gonna get away from Amhrain. So I'm gonna Hunter's Mark the one near Amhrain. I'm gonna go to Aderyn. You got this? And I'm gonna move away so that I'm close, like in the way of the other Will-O-Wisp,
Nice.
so it can't get past me. But as I run, I'm gonna shoot two arrows at the one near Amhrain to kind of get it off him.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna remember from
2 arrows on the bow at once.
30.
Yeah, that hits.
And 19.
Both hit. Just, actually. The second one,
38.
the 19 barely hits it. Like, the thing moves rapidly and you only, like, graze the side of it. Will-O-Wisps are fast as fuck.
Before the 30 just hits it right in the middle.
Yeah. I like the idea that the 19 causes it to, like, dodge, which just the 30 just beams it straight through.
Makes a perfect arrow-sized hole through the middle.
17 and 17, 34.
The O in the Will-O-Wisp is now its shape. I feel like you missed my joke because of Discord, but
Pardon?
I said the O in the Will-O-Wisp is now its shape.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, how much damage was it, Chris?
34.
Good joke, well done.
34.
34.
That Will-O-Wisp dissipates instantly. Doesn't get a chance to do any more.
And then I
Nice.
spin on my heel and face the other glowy one.
Like a ballerina.
Ending Balrick's turn. Lesley. Oh yeah, Balrick. Yeah, Balrick's just got.
Little.
So Lesley was told to fuck off by Arquen, right?
Get the wisp.
Lesley doesn't want to move that at this very moment, unfortunately, because Lesley can't see the wisp and also isn't feeling super hot. So is going to be very grimly determined in order to
Regain 16
Yeah.
hit points. Nice.
health. It took 35, right? Yeah.
33.
I'll take 3. Okay, wait 1 minute. Let me just bring back 2 before I do anything.
Give yourself 18 hit points right now.
16. I'll do that.
There you go. Cool. That's a bonus action. You still get your full action.
Cool. Yeah. Indeed. And that's going to be a lot more fancy spinning, flowing, high-fiving, and slashing.
Go for it. Am I right? No, both of your only one of your weapons is enchanted, correct? Yeah. But
Yeah.
but it's
Only one sword.
both the attacks on
Yeah,
your
you got
attack
one
action would
magical
use
sword.
that magical sword, so it's fine. Ignore me. Everything's fine. You're good.
Would they?
Well, you can choose to attack with the magical sword twice.
Yes.
Leslie's
Or one with a magical sword or with a non-magical sword.
Weapon fighting, which means that for the bonus attack it doesn't matter, but for the 2-weapon mechanic I can't. But I can't because I don't have a bonus action.
Keep it
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They have some.
Anyway, slash away.
A 22 minus 2, 20 is a hit.
I'm thinking that.
Yep.
That's that.
And that is 5. Add? Yeah, 5 on the die. And the second is going to be...
Plus your dexterity modifier, which is 4.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, plus 5.
Plus 5.
5.
Cool. Second attack.
Dexterous baby. Next attack. That's a 24 to hit, and that's 11.
Nice. This thing is now like... You still can't see it in the mist, but you can tell that it is no longer moving as quickly or as dangerously as it once was. It is now like holding on to its form. That ends Leslie's turn. Tauri.
We can see 3 creatures.
You can see
You can see
one creature.
The other 2 are invisible.
Oh, so the stalker.
The stalkers are invisible.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
They're an invisible.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
there you
wasn't
go.
sure if there were a 4th and 5th thing.
There you go.
That's fine. Bane is... Yeah, Bane doesn't work because I can't see them. Excuse me. So, Mistress Mockery on the Wisp.
No one has fairy fire.
Nope.
Failure on the
They
wisp.
have fairy fire.
Amhrain
Amhrain
does,
is a
but
fairy
he's
with
currently
fire.
using his action to do other things.
What did he roll?
He failed. So, roll me damage.
5.
Nice. Anything else on your turn, Tauri?
Who is looking injured?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Really?
Pretty well. They're doing better.
Bloody.
Cool. You hear a word come from Tauri, but
Is that one part?
only Lesley
Orgy.
hears it. And as you hear it, you kind of just feel like your wounds knit a little bit more than they should have. Tauri says the word heal, but in a way that only you understand what it says.
Not like that, you pervert.
Command. Heal. I cast command. Heal.
Okay.
Heal, you bastard!
You get 7. No, I can't do maths.
Put that blood back where it came from also. Help me.
Yeah, I think 2.
You get 9 points of healing.
I would say it's 2
so
damage.
much. And Leslie's gonna wink at Tauri.
Not the first time Tauri's ever healed someone.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because I only got the spell after that.
Yeah. I know what I'm saying is this is a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of
This
you
is a
have
moment.
any idea what just happened.
Oh.
Ximori.
I should probably timestamp it. I have not.
Too busy. You gotta kill something invisible. Your turn.
Yep, I'm going to reckless attack. Taking my glaive, looking at the space that I think it is in,
Go for it.
and then realizing I've got a really big weapon. 27.
Yeah.
That is. So let's do the Root Goldberg machine of my damage. Right. 17 points of slashing and 4 points of thud.
Gotcha. Second attack.
Still there.
Well, you still feel like something's trying to kill
second
you.
attack. Okay. Second attack, sort of where I felt like resistance. I plant the. Oh no, I'm not. So as I've like swung past, as my back is turned, the tail just reaches out into that space.
Go for it.
Anyone else feel like the little rock up on top left looks like some kind of beastly skull on its side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
23 to hit.
That hits.
And my tail is another dice. There we go. 15 points of magical piercing.
This one's starting to look pretty beaten up as well now.
Still alive, you bastard.
These guys are tough.
Oh, sorry, at the beginning of my turn I need to make a wisdom save.
You have a plus D4 to it.
Yeah, it's fine, I did it.
Cool. Anything else in your
We're
turn?
all safe for now. No, I need to wait for it to hit me again before I can hit it back.
Cool. Aderyn.
Actually, I don't care. I don't particularly care about it anymore because I can't see it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to launch myself at the imp, at the wisp. I just see a light.
That does hit you for roll the wrong dice. Ooh, 15 points of cold damage.
Door full.
Halve it after, so 7 for you.
Right, I will reaction attack it.
Hit it back.
With the glaive. That is a over 20.
Yep.
Sorry, not with the glaive, we'll do it with the tail. That feels more thematic. Those dice. Those dice.
Aderyn, you're up next.
16 points of magical piercing.
Cool. You have no idea if it's still standing or not. Aderyn.
Sweet.
Do I see the wisp that's next to Ximori?
Yes. Yeah, you can see the wisps.
Awesome. I'm gonna attack the wisp with a chaos bolt this time.
Nice.
I'm right next to it. Oh no.
Every time, I think there's a subconscious subroutine in Sarah's head, which is creature next to Ximori, chaos ball.
Ah, blast it.
As well.
It's
She can't
happened so
possibly
many
do it.
times.
She can't possibly. If it bounces, it has to go to some an ally. Can't see the enemies, so she's like,
It's perfect. I love it.
"It's a worry."
Do it.
It's high risk, high reward. This is very Aderyn.
Is this... I didn't even realize that. Well, here we go.
Anything but one.
That's 17 plus 7 to hit. So
That hits. Even the
That
fastest hell will-o-wisp just gets going. The will-o-wisp sees Ximori coming, turns to it as much as a ball can turn, and then just...
Okay, here we go. So first we're gonna roll
On-
2d6.
Please bounce.
That's a
On
6.
the wording of Chaos Bolt, you don't have to see the opponent you want it to bounce to. It just says a target of your choice within 30 feet.
So this is
Does it?
Yeah, but
14.
it's
Yeah.
more funny if it hits me.
Yeah.
To be fair, the
It's
only
bounce,
thing within
so-
30 feet of it are allies.
Ah. Yeah. I tried. So I tried to help, but
That's 14 plus. 14, and it's. I'm gonna do cold damage.
Cold damage.
14.
14 cold. You see these burst hit into the side. It shivers slightly from the cold, but it's still holding on to its form.
Shivering all.
When a will-o-wisp shivers, it's like a flash. Is that end your turn, Aderyn?
Yeah.
Cool.
what's next? What's next?
What's
Oh,
next?
can I add actually?
Yeah.
As she does that, can Derek enhance that coldness?
Oh, yeah.
Cold.
Ooh.
Add an extra 6 to that.
And an extra
Ooh.
6.
But he's casting cold and breathes extra cold into it.
Okay, dream team.
Coming in from the edges of the mist, you see 4
Fucking birds.
bird-shaped creatures begin to fly in, made of mist and damp air. With an 80-foot fly speed.
80 foot.
That's almost as fast as me.
Onto Tauri. Onto Ximori. Onto Lesley. Onto Arquen. Right, we will start with the Will-O-Wisp on Ximori. Makes a shock attack. It has advantage, because you went reckless. 17 to hit you.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
For the lowest possible damage of 4 lightning damage.
Ow.
The next up, the Invisible Stalker is going to do 1 slash attack against each of you, Lesley, and that's double 19s on Arquen, and a 17 on Lesley.
Go on then.
So you each take 11 points of damage from that, and then I need each of you. Then I need Arquen to make me a Constitution saving throw as it begins to swirl and swirl around you.
It's well over 20. Well over 20.
You steel yourself as it tries to like seep into your skin and get into your bones, and you.
Speaking of, concentration check as well. Good.
Cool. That ends that sort of turn. This one is going to do the obvious thing and chase after you, Ximori. Not that you can see it. It makes 2 attacks against you, and then they're going to also do a swirl.
It's trying to get me.
22 points of cold damage, halved to 11. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That is... Oh, yes, thank you. 24.
Again, ignore you. You're too strong. You just fight off its restraining form. And then the gaseous eagles are going to go.
What'd you call me?
Exactly. I need Tauri, who's been... Oh, no, actually. It's going to go for Tauri. Tauri, I need you to make a Constitution save. I need... Yeah, Tauri Constitution save first.
Constitution, a 17.
17. You feel this eagle like swoops in its mist-wreathed wings and dives straight towards your nostrils and mouth. You feel it try to bury itself into your lungs, and you just exhale with the force of a stage performer, forcing it back out of your mouth.
Felt that note.
We're gonna have one make 2 attacks against Ximori. A natural 20 with its beak. So you take 11 piercing damage, or 11 cold damage from its beak. Half to 5.
No.
You're being noped.
No, not 20. No, not 20 for you.
Silvery barbs. That turns that into a miss. Fine.
Anything she can do? Just
Fine.
No.
You just take 5 points of slashing damage from the talons then. As Aderyn there is a sudden like minor burst of like a crystalline shield over your throat that its beak lunges for, but then its talons sink into your chest.
On Lesley, sorry.
That was on Ximori.
I'm giving it
On Ximori.
On Lesley, 2 misses.
Ximori.
Yeah.
The more you get advantage.
And on Arquen, also 2 misses, as the birds do fuck all. Good job, guys.
I've been sending birds up against this party.
It is now Amhrain's turn, as you can see him now standing. This light from the fane is starting to glow. Tauri, you can feel the warmth coming from it. It is not hot. It is a comfortable summer's like bonfire in the evening's warmth. But it is starting to get a little like powerful, and you're like trying to step away. Ooh. At this point, he's going to need that bardic inspiration from you, Tauri. With a 4 on the Bardic Inspiration, that is enough. Because he rolled terribly on that advantage on that third check. And you see the heat of summer begin to take this space as the mists curl and writhe in response. The eagles don't stand a chance as the mist dissipates, tearing their forms away. Amhrain smiles next to you, Tauri, as you hear him finish whatever speech or song he was singing. A burgeoning sense of self reclaims them once more, as a crown of burnt briars and fire opals adorn their head. Their cloak of leaves dance and clutch alight like dancing of fire in the wind, and their feet, gently touching the stone circle, gently crack and alight as wood caught in embers. You see their skin cracks, turning into burning wood for legs. And he just looks around, reclaimed his form, and he scatters out his hands into the space. You see the mist form of the will-o-wisp that was barely hanging on, just discarded into space as he reclaims that regalia. The mists retreat from the space. There are still 2 powerful elementals holding on. Arquen, it is your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna
Spirits.
try and make it 1
Go for it.
by attacking it.
Balrick, you're on deck.
Let's see if Blast can save that. 16.
16 hits.
Yeah! Fuck yeah. For 10 damage, and second one, 24.
Hits. Oh, sorry, that was damage. No, 24 hits. Sorry. Give me damage.
For 8.
8 points of damage.
What
was the first attack? Sorry, what was the
particularly?
What was the first attack's damage? I
It
missed
was a 16 to hit on the first one.
What was the damage?
Oh, 10.
10. Thank you. Perfect. They're both barely still standing.
Yeah. With my bonus action, I'll heal Lesley for whatever they've currently got missing.
Oh, with lay on hands.
Heal as much as I want. How much is it?
How much is what? How much is Lesley missing?
Yeah.
29?
You can have 29.
Oh, hell yeah.
Use me with a 1.
As the
Oh, are you sure you don't want to?
Little emergency healing. There we go.
Balrick.
A little treat.
Both of these things are barely clinging on, but are invisible.
Cool. I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to try and shoot them. I can't hunters mark them because they're invisible. But so let's go for the one with Ximori, because I can see that Lesley and Arquen are dealing with that one. So one is Ximori. Disadvantage, yeah.
Yes.
First shot is a nat 1.
Fires.
As the arrow sails past, Ximori turns to you with eyes that are just full inky black. Mine.
Okay. I'll give that to him. And I'll shoot the other one, I guess. Okay.
He called.
26. So
26 does hit.
14 damage.
14 does take down that other one, as just between you, Arquen, and Lesley is as this arrow wreathed in faint light just bursts through, and that entity, like, you're still swinging in that space and now just not hitting anything. You're like, I think it's gone.
I'm gonna have Deck prepare with my bonus action die. I can prepare an action. If anything comes within 5 feet of Aderyn, he's going to attack it.
Okay.
God damn.
Lesley, you can see Ximori is like swinging at empty space.
Lesley did just hear the growl, the inhuman growl that came out of Ximori's throat. Leslie's not going anywhere near that and doesn't actually know the thing behind it's gone, so Leslie's still going to swing around behind him.
You definitely killed it, Lesley. You claimed this one. Balrick helped, but you definitely took down this.
Elbow up and be like, yeah, I got that one.
I'll tell you what, for the sake of brevity, assuming everyone leaves Ximori alone. Ximori, tell me how you tear the thing apart.
As the sort of arrow whistled past, and as this thing is sort of invisibly there, after warning off Balrick, with the advantage that Aderyn's given me, I just turn and look it in its eyes, plant the glaive down, and for a moment I'm still. And then the tail just shoots up and grabs it, and I go into it with my teeth.
You feel it dissipate underneath those distended jaws and elongated teeth that are currently in your mouth, and you feel a satiated hunger as you consume something not of this plane, and it fills a void that you've been trying to ignore. Yes. At this point, a few wisps of mist still linger in the clearing, but are greatly pushed back as Amhrain steps off the stone platform. The faint glowing light still barely there, but much now subsided into the bedrock. At a glance, nothing about him has changed, but there's a different feel to them. Their grace and movement, the vibrancy of their eyes, and the dancing sparks that leap from their form as he moves appearing from his cloak and crown. There is a look of regal comfort and control across his now gorgeous face. As he approaches, each step echoes with the sound of crackling fire. Oh, it's good to be back. And that is where we will end this session. I hope you enjoyed this chapter, but we will continue telling this story next time. So until then, see you later.